When we have Chinese minister warning about the start of a big conflict in the South China Sea, it is critical to keep an eye on what is going on in Europe. Particularly, it is critical to keep an eye on the countries bordering with the Europe's border with Russia. When we have Germany telling to its citizens to stock up on food, water, medicine and other essential supplies, we have Czech Republic telling to its citizens to stock up on food, water, medicine and other essential supplies. Now we have Finnish government telling to its citizens to do the same. Just look on this map. All these countries are very close to Moscow, and Finland has very long border with Russia. We have Russian citizens who are stocking up on food, water, medicine and other essential supplies. And Russians are preparing for a big conflict between Russia and NATO. In my previous video I was talking about that when people are preparing for some big event to take place very soon. On this map we have the missile defense shield active now, not only here on this map, but in multiple places including China, South Korea and the United States. According to analysts, the probability for the conflict to start in Europe in September is very low, but the probability for the big conflict to start in Ukraine over the next 2 weeks is more than 50%. Now, the conflict in Ukraine can lead to very negative consequences for the United States. Let me show you some very interesting information regarding this matter. If you fold a $20 bill in the picture, you will see Twin Towers. You can transform the American $20 bill into an image that shows the Twin Towers on fire. Turn the bill over the smooth side. The pointed end should be facing down. In this picture we see the Twin Towers burning on both sides. This event has happened in our history. This is a fact and you cannot deny it. If we fold a new $100 bill, on the $100 bill we can clearly see the New York being hit by a mega tsunami. This $100 bill tells a story of an event taking place on the East Coast. There are hidden messages in the new $100 bill. Those hidden messages warning us of the future devastation of the United States. When we have so many different events taking place around the world, most of us wonder at this moment, what the hell is going on in this world? There are plenty of reasons to be concerned about the current economic situation in the United States. The US is really worried that the EU will team up with Russia and China. That would be an apocalyptic scenario for Washington. Thus, the US is doing its best to isolate Russia and China as much as possible. We all need to take action to prepare for what is about to come in the very near future. The $10 bill and the new $100 bill seems to predict the destruction of New York City by a massive tsunami waves. This could be a major apocalyptic event resulting in the death of tens of millions of people. I wonder what could be the cause of this mega tsunami. I was thinking that would it be possible to cause 300 feet tsunami using HARP? HARP can be used to destroy a nation's food supply. It can create earthquakes that can damage the infrastructure and create chaos. But I doubt that you could create a killer tsunami using HARP. You know, you could create a tsunami using HARP, but it would be significantly less than 300 feet tsunami waves. It is likely that mega tsunami could be the result of some type of meteorite or asteroid hitting the ocean or Nibiru or Planet X, or even some type of explosion deep underwater. Why should we be concerned about the possibility of this event? One of my biggest concerns is that Illuminati has started playing with the weather on Russia and China. If the magnitude of using HARP on Russia and China will increase, Putin and Xi Jinping, they will have to respond either through financial or any other means. Well, just follow the actions of the US government. We have FEMA and DHS participating in a mega earthquake and killer tsunami drills. There was more than 20,000 people participating in the training. Well, let me show you something that could really create a killer tsunami. which could result in at least 200 meters or 656 feet tsunami waves. I wonder, could this be a real reason on the new $100 bill? Let's have a look at the information that I found. Competition for the world's limited resources is increasing, and some countries try to disregard all the rules. In this video, I'm going to show you the super weapons that the United States, China, and Russia can use against each other.
And leading the world to space helped America achieve new heights of prosperity here on Earth, while demonstrating the power of a free and open society to harness the ingenuity of its people.
All the signs indicate that the US elite is pushed into the corner, and the US elite is desperate to start a global conflict against Russia and China. It looks like the Illuminati has started using HAARP on Russia and China, and this is the scary part. In recent weeks, we had a crazy weather and flooding in multiple cities in Russia and in China. Thunderstorms and strong winds in China forced 7.2 million people from their homes and damaged 18,000 houses. Can you imagine how powerful this machine really is? You use it once and the result is that you have 7.2 million people forced to leave their homes. During crisis, this machine can be used to destroy nation's food supply. It can create earthquakes that can damage the infrastructure and create chaos. Russia has repeatedly warned that Moscow will prepare an adequate response against any provocation. But the main point of this video is that if the HAARP was used on Russia or China, big time, those two countries will have to respond. And I wonder what the response is going to be. This information clearly indicates that the conflict will start very soon between the major superpowers, because the US elite has started using its most strategic asset against Russia and China. An earthquake was shaking the eastern Ukrainian city, Mariupol, the 4.8 magnitude earthquake, which had a depth of 10 kilometers. What a coincidence, what a surprise. Where the earthquake in Ukraine took place, there is one of the biggest European nuclear power plants. And this nuclear power plant is located very close to Russian-backed so-called separatists. And this nuclear power plant is located very close to Crimea, where the conflict was about to break out this week. I want you guys to know that Illuminati has started using HAARP on Russia and China. The provocations of using HAARP on Russia and China can easily lead where Russia and China will use an MP attack on the US. I wonder what is the reason behind the US preparing like crazy for a mega earthquake and mega tsunami. One of the reasons is that Russia can use the tsunami torpedo, which will create a mega earthquake that will lead to a mega tsunami. This Russian tsunami torpedo can create up to 200 meters tsunami waves from here and from here. Russia is deploying a tsunami torpedo that could wipe out US coastal cities by creating up to 200 meters tsunami waves. The Status 6 delivery system would be a new version of the T-15 torpedo, which would be 24 meters long, 1.5 meters wide, and would weigh 40 tons, capable of delivering a 100 megaton warhead, which would make it twice as powerful as the most powerful nuclear device ever detonated. Hiroshima was only 15 kilotons. The Russian tsunami torpedo is 100 megatons. 15 kilotons versus 100 megatons. Just remember, 1 megaton is equal to 1000 kilotons. So this Russian tsunami torpedo is 6,666 times more powerful than Hiroshima. Keep in mind that most of the US cities and industrial centers are all along the coastline, which makes them extremely vulnerable to torpedo-based attacks. Just as in the case of the Iskander M or the Sarmat ICBM, The depth and speed of the Status 6 torpedo would make it impossible for interception. How would you intercept the Tsunami torpedo if the launch and detonation would take place very deep underwater? This is yet another great example to prove this point. China is building a super secure version of the internet. The internet will broadcast from space. Why would China need an internet being broadcasted from space? In the case of a big tsunami caused by some type of a Russian torpedo, the internet cables would be destroyed, and China won't be able to sell so much of its stuff to us if there was no internet connection. We are working really hard to report real news to you. Unfortunately, 80% of our videos are not advertiser friendly. That means we do not get any financial support from YouTube. Use any debit or credit card to donate $1, €1 or £1 through PayPal. Also, we want to say thank you to you all for your donations. Thank you for supporting Breaking News TV YouTube channel.